team, how's it going? We have a ton of stuff happening this weekend, stuff that you want to be a part of. And but before I dive into all the announcements, I just want to run a quick devotional by you. A lot of you know that in my own personal devotions, I've been going through the book of Jeremiah and just really studying the life of this major prophet. And you know, God has called Jeremiah to preach really the bad news. I mean, what he's called Jeremiah to do is go tell these kings that if they don't turn, that God is good, that He's going to bring destruction on these lands and on these people. And so, you know, God's called us to share the good news, which is a lot easier. But Jeremiah is constantly having to share this news of destruction, and it weighs on him. It gets to the place where he's just sick of constantly going around telling people, turn or burn. And so he writes this. He says, whenever I speak, I cry out, proclaiming violence and destruction. So the word of the Lord has brought me insult and reproach all day long. But if I say, I will not mention him or speak any more in his name, his word is in my heart like a fire shut up in my bones. I am weary of holding it in. Indeed, I cannot. I mean, here he's just saying that, you know, I'm sick of talking about it, but if I try not to, if I try to keep it in, it's like a fire, it just sits in there. It's like, I just got to get it out. I got to let people know about the true God.
So just like Dusty was saying, I mean, we're kind of called to spread the good news, and that's a lot easier to do than spreading the bad news that Jeremiah had to do. For example, about a week ago, I kind of felt led to talk to a guy that I just stumbled across his page on Facebook, and so I sent him a message. You know, I was like, you know, God, I don't know what you're going through, but God knows. And the guy replied, was just kind of like, what are you talking about, bro? Like, who are you? Anyway, to make a long story short, I basically just encouraged this guy to seek God and shared a little bit of my faith with him and my testimony, and through that I kind of made a friend and was able to share my faith with this guy and spread some good news about God and God's love. And so, I mean, instead of keeping that good news in my heart and keeping the news about God in my heart, I decided to share it, and it was a relief to do so. I know if I would have kept it in my if I would have kept my mouth shut, it would have been painful later. You know, I wouldn't have been able to sleep that night probably. So I just encourage you to go out there, and if you feel led by God to just talk to somebody, just step out of your shell and do it, because I mean the reward is endless. Sharing faith.
Yeah, that would be our prayer, is that in all of us there's something in it. I mean, if we really believe in the good news, if we really believe in the saving grace of Jesus Christ and the cross and Him crucified, there should be something in us that just can't keep it in. Even though it's awkward, even though sometimes it's a little awkward making the invite, making the ask, still we just can't keep it in because it's real. So on that note, the first announcement you need to know about is on Easter, we are running 2 services, one at 9 o'clock and one at 10:30. So there's 2 opportunities for you to invite somebody to come hang out with us. We'll be at the new facility, which is the other great news. Let me give you a quick tour of this place.
Well, we're moving on up to the east side, to a deluxe apartment in the sky.
So here we are in the new facility, and this coming Saturday night, right after service, we are going to take all the gear that's at Connections, the speakers and projectors and screens and all that. We're going to load them up in trucks, and we're going to be bringing them here and unloading them. So we can really use your help. If you have a truck or something, you know, just drive that to Connections and help us. We're literally like 3 miles down the road on the exact same road from where we're meeting. So it's really not that big of a journey. And then that coming Sunday morning, starting at 10:30, which is our time we'll normally have service, starting at 10:30, we're going to meet here. We're going to do a little devotional and a little worship from the stage. And then we're just going to dive in. We got walls to paint and stages to paint. We have some sanding that needs to be done. We have some sewing that needs to be done. If you have a sewing machine, bring it, because we need at least one sewing machine to make some curtains for some windows. We're just going to spend the day here working and sweating and trying to get this prepared for our first kind of beta test, which will happen the following week. So I think that's all you need to know. Just remember, one other thing. This Saturday night, we're talking about trusting in God. I'm telling the story about when I was in college, and I was a junior and I helped out with freshman orientation, and I had to do this trust fall, a 6-foot trust fall. And so I'm standing up on this deal and I go backwards and it doesn't end well. So I think it'll be a good time, but we're talking about all the things you have to do to trust in God and how it's a lot like a trust fall. So it's a great weekend to bring a visitor. It's also the very last week that we will be at Church of the Holy Nativity. So come hang out with us. We'll see you Saturday night at 6 o'clock.
We finally got a piece of the pie.